Hello, my friends, and welcome on back. So, today I'm going to be sharing a plan with me for the week of September 29th through October the 5th. I used the Coco kit from Scribble Prints Co. and paired with it a magenta foil bundle from Scribble Prints Co. in her stars format. This is like the old stars. And I guess I did not record me laying down the stickers on Monday. So I marked feeling like shit, doom scrolling, reading, headache, and going to bed early. This week, let's see what happened. So Friday, I ended up taking my mom to Rochester, Indiana, which is like 2.5 plus hours away from our home, because this was my stepdad's long weekend off. And so they were like, we should go somewhere and do something. And he had a game up in Rochester. So he umpires baseball, referees basketball and football. And so he had a football game on this evening. And he was like, well, I'll be in Rochester, so like we can go to Michigan. But he was like, well, if I have to basically he was like, because he didn't want to have to drive back to our house and then drive back up to Michigan. So drive down to our house and then back up to Michigan. So he was like, oh, well, we can go like somewhere south, basically. He wanted to go. And he wanted to go tour a Masonic temple because my stepdad is part of the Masonic, like he's a brother, a Mason brother, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, my mother is too nice to be like, no, I don't want to do that. Like she obviously supports the fact that he is a Mason and she loves that for him. And the temples are typically really beautiful, but like at the same time, it's just like, this is their weekend together and you want to go do something that you want to do. So I volunteered to take, excuse me, I just burped. That was gross. I volunteered to take her to Rochester so that they could go to Michigan. But unfortunately that meant I basically spent like 4 hours driving because we ended up going to meet my sister for dinner in Fort Wayne, and then Rochester is like an hour west of Rochester's an hour west of Fort Wayne. So we drove an hour and a half to Fort Wayne, an hour to Rochester, and then I drove 2.5 hours home. And my GPS, for some stupid ass reason, kept taking me on back roads. And I don't like driving back roads. I have trouble seeing at night. It's just not good. So it was difficult, but we survived. I was just super anxious, of course, and I got home at 1:30 in the morning. But anyways, moving back to Tuesday, of course, so Monday I did not go to work. I was not feeling good. So Friday I had a migraine. I was still dealing with migraine, and then I started my period on Monday. So I spent all day in bed. It was pretty crazy. I haven't had a period that bad in a while, which is good. I'm not complaining. It was like, wow. Anyway, so Tuesday had another headache, but it was better enough that I could go to work. Went to work, read, had a YouTube binge, and then I did order my book of the month. I will say I have since recanceled that subscription. I don't feel like because the problem was, it was like, okay, well, I want to get a book, but some of the books that they offer I'm just not interested in, but I feel almost like this personal pressure to order a book instead of, wasting or, putting in basically like leaving it as a credit that I then forget to spend. So I just decided to recancel the subscription. On Wednesday, I decided to go and get myself coffee. I ordered through the app. I had ordered an extra large blended white mocha from Scooters with an extra shot. And I get up to the window and she hands me out 2 cups and she says, we're out of extra large cups, so I just gave you a large and a small. I hope that's okay. And I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. Like, whatever you need to do. So I get to work and I'm like, because my coworker Jen that sits up there with me right now anyway, I was like, she's not going to want this. And she didn't, because it's got so much sugar in it. She doesn't need it. I didn't need it. So I ended up putting the extra small into the freezer. Well, then one of our student volunteers was sitting there, like, basically talking about how she was begging her mom to DoorDash her some, like a coffee. And I was just like, oh, wait a minute. And so I give her the extra coffee. So I marked extra coffee to P on Wednesday. And then, of course, I did read, came home and did dishes and had some planning time to end the day. So that was my good deed for the month, I guess. I don't know. On Thursday, I marked work again. I did read, and then I marked designing on Canva. I was designing, so each of our teachers has a binder that they put subplans into. They can put seating charts, basically any information that the sub needs. And so I was redesigning the covers for the sub binders. And then when I got home, I did get an order from ThreadUp. And on this day, I got in an order from ThreadUp. And then on this day, I also did order Finspan and Vantage from Stonemaier. These are 2 games that I've been wanting for a while. I think Stonemaier is like one of the top, one of my favorite board game companies that I buy from, just because I absolutely love their games. and they just came out with Finspan and Vantage, and I wanted them both, so I got them. I did cook and do the dishes on this night, and then my back was hurting really bad. I don't know why. And I just washed my hair to end the night. On Friday the 3rd, the Game Makers Kickstarter ended. The Game Makers is a game literally about making board games. It's awesome. It is available to play on Board Game Arena. So if you are interested in playing board games, you should definitely sign up for Board Game Arena. It is free. They do have games that are only available on premium subscription, but if you or at least one other friend has a premium subscription, you can play the games. The person who has the premium subscription has to do the inviting, but you can play premium games without a premium subscription. I just like having the premium subscription because there are some games that you can play solo games on there as well. And some of them are just easier to access or only available to access on premium. So, let's see here. So Friday marked that the Kickstarter ended. Back to what I was saying. I did go to work, and then it was just a rough day. I don't know why. I was just like, it was a culmination of me just having a really shit week and a shit couple of days, and just general shit. Okay. I did continue designing on Canva, and then this, like I said, Friday, we drove to Fort Wayne. We got Five Guys and Crumble with my sister, and then we did have a few puppy snuggles, and then we had to head to Rochester so I could drop off my mom. As I was driving home, like I said, my GPS kept taking me on very shady back country roads, and I was just like, oh my God, like what if my car breaks down? Like this is not where I want my car to break down. But I got home, and then I got home, like I said, about 1:30 a.m. So that was rough. Saturday, I woke up bright and early and had coffee and a YouTube binge as usual. I did do laundry. I pretty much did laundry all day. I had so much laundry to do because I hadn't done it in a couple of weeks. And in real time, we're right back to where I was then. So I haven't done laundry since then, which has only been a couple of weeks, honestly. Let's see. Then we got groceries. So I wanted to do some meal prep and stuff like that. So I got groceries, and then I did food prep. I did a bunch of cleaning the bathroom, cleaned my bedroom, cleaned all the things. And then I finally finished Legendborn on this night. Thank the Lord. Sunday, more coffee and YouTube and some planning time. I had to catch up on planning from the last time I had planning time. Did finish my laundry on this day. I think I had gotten it all folded the day before. I just had to put it away. And then I did start reading The Raven Boys, finished The Overnight Guest, and started Burn Down, Rise Up. So that is the finished spread. I just burped again. I'm sorry. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you have any questions about where any stickers are from, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to help you out as much as I can. Thank you all so very much for watching, and until I see you next time, bye-bye.